Welcome back to Kingdom of Nerds. I'm joined today by Joe's Dueling. I'm doing my first ever submission video. I usually do an unboxing video, but today I felt, hey, let's do a submission video.
I'm here just to ogle.
Very true. Thank you for your support. You are my favorite
Thank you, sir.
of the Renovision crew.
I appreciate
you Diamond Sticks. So I'm submitting 29 books for grading. 28 of those books are Mark Spears Monsters books.
So they're modern submissions.
Yeah. So we're doing a little modern spec here. So most of these will be a CGC 9.8 pre-screen, and the N4 will be a signature authentication submission.
I never, and you can educate me and I guess other people watching that don't submit very often, or in my case, ever at all.
Yeah.
How do they handle these price point wise for a lot of these moderns? Because you have to declare a value on them, don't you?
Yes. I think the max for modern is $400, and that is the fair market value for a raw copy.
And then you got to pay the increased rate if it's over.
Yes, they'll move you to the next tier.
That's tough.
Yeah. So you can go from.
They're all $399.
Yeah. You can't throw a let me see, a Action Comics #1 and says a modern for $400.
Yeah, it always, I mean, like there's moderns that have been around a while. There's kind of an established market, but when it's new stuff and the new stuff is popping and going for a good price, I didn't know how they handled all that down there.
Yeah, whatever the fair market price is, they'll bump it to the next level. The Unlimited, I believe it is. I think it's called. And
have the turnaround times changed at all? I haven't looked at their turnaround times.
They've gone from 49 days to 40 days for modern, but I've been getting my submissions back within 25 to 30-day windows in the last couple of months.
That fast track?
No, that's regular.
Just regular.
Fast track is 20 days. 20 days? I think it's 20 days. 25 or 20 days.
It's not bad. At least the trend's heading back down.
Yeah. Because at one point it was just like crazy for vintage. Vintage was like 100 and some 115, 20 days. It's down to 96 days or 97. I don't know.
Crazy.
So
in the world of Spec, that's like 4 lifetimes.
Yeah. By the time you get your books back, Spec is dead. Trailers came out. The movie has came into the theater, it flopped.
I mean, you're fine with True Keys and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. If you're trying to strike while the iron's hot, you can have some problems.
Like the Jeff Spec is hot right now. By the time you get your books back, it's going to be dead.
I got all my Jeff books. They're staying right in my box. Staying with me.
Mine too.
And then I'll curse myself next year for not selling.
All right, let's get going. First up, I want to show off the signature authentications that I'm sending in. First up is Monsters #2, the King Spot exclusive.
Nice. I got
Merry Christmas, Mark Spears.
I'm thinking about getting rid of my unsigned one that I have of that.
Yeah, I just put up my unsigned version today to get rid of. I have other books to buy. Then we have Monsters #1. This is what is it? The King Spot exclusive, cover K, I believe.
Yep.
Signed by Mark Spears.
Is that the regular cardstock cover or the foil cover? I know they had 2 different covers on that.
It's the regular one.
Yeah, I have the regular one. I don't have I forget whether it was a metal or whether it was foil. But
yeah, I missed out on the foil. I think it was a foil and the metal.
I got that one. I picked up that one, the regular one, when it came out.
I just noticed there's like drool coming out his mouth.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I'm looking at it through the camera. I'm like, is that a line through the comic? I'm like, no. Then we have Monsters 2, the variant G, I believe. This is the metal cover, signed. Yeah. And I do like the fact that King Spot does put the printings on the back.
It is nice. They're going to
need books.
They're going to start needing multiple pages, like Dynamite when Dynamite does it, because there's not enough room on one page to contain them all.
And there's only 90 copies of these printed, so that's a good thing. And next I have this book. This book, there are none on the census. Hopefully I will be the first 9/8 on the census with this book.
The census.
It's the First Look Monsters Ashcan, signed by Mark Spears. As you can see, I created a little bag and board for it, and then threw it in a regular size bag and board with 3 backing boards to keep it from moving. This bad boy.
That has to look better than the unraw or the unsigned raw one that was that had sold.
Oh, the one that just went for $300.
Yeah.
Wow, that was
it had some dinged up corners, and I mean, but that's what you expect for a preview book like that.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's given away at cons, and especially when it's the person's not well known yet. Those books are going to get a little beat up, and you realize, oh damn, I have that.
Yeah, what was the last Ashcan I sent in? My Absolute Batman #1 Ashcan, which came back 9/6 with, what was it, a fingernail indent or whatever. I didn't notice. But it's a 9/6. It was signed.
Fangers has a Ashcan coming up at MegaCon Suspiria.
Ooh, yeah. I've been a big fan of Suspiria.
Yeah, I dig her. I'm filling up that collection quite quickly.
Then we have, moving on to the 9/8 pre-screen, we have Thundercats Apex, the foil version. These are like going for like $100 now, which is crazy.
Sharp looking book.
Yeah.
I was just cheap with all of mine. I didn't go up for metal and all that. I was just like, oh, I'll just get a couple with the regular.
Yeah. Then we have the book that started it all. Well, not started it all, but kicked off the train that is Mark Spears. Monsters #1.
NWA. There's the old, not NWA cover.
Yes. It's just Monsters Looking Down. It's not a homage to anything he said. I believe he said that. And then this book sold for, was it like $500 on the 9/8 the other day? It's the exclusive EC homage here. It came back in 9/6, so I cracked it and pressed it, sending it back in. Hopefully, I get a 9/8. Because if this one doesn't get a 9/8, I'm hoping that this one gets a 9/8. Gotta have two. Gotta have two.
But first, you don't succeed.
Exactly. Then we have Monsters #1. This is the 1 and 50, 1 and 25, maybe. Either one. What is this show?
I thought that was the one. I thought that was the 1 and 25.
1 and 25. There.
I have it. I just can't remember whether it's the 125 or 150.
I know there's so many. There's been so many printings and covers, and trying to keep track of them.
It's definitely a ratio.
It's cover H. That's all I know. And here's the only non-Monsters Mark Spears book in this submission. It is the Captain America. Well, Sam Wilson, Captain America.
You have the Apex in there. Oh, you're the only non-Spears.
The only non-Spears in the batch. Captain America, #7. Sam Wilson, Captain America, #7. The 1 in 100, Alex Ross.
That's a good one.
I love this cover.
That's a good one. That's It's a good book to sell. It's always
Hail Hydra. Then we have Monsters #1 cover D. Cover D. The 340 homage, Hulk 340 homage. Which these are starting to creep up in price.
by seeing all these, you're reminding me what I have sitting in my box because I keep forgetting.
So I'm sending in 2, just in case. Then we have, this was a exclusive of Mark Spears #1. What's this? Mutant City? Either Mutant City or I think it was Mutant City. 2 copies of the Star Wars homage.
That's picking up some heat too.
Yeah, these are like,
I mean, all this shit's picking up heat, but some at different velocities.
Yeah, these sold for like 250 to 280 the last week or so.
Yeah.
You know, I would have had a foil, but someone didn't mail my foil out in time. No comment. Then we have cover C. Cover C, which is the Infinity Gauntlet. I'm sending 2 copies in. This is starting to pick up heat also. It's approaching $100.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of moving their way down.
Yeah.
You know, once something gets a little bit out of reach, they just move to the next, and then it pushes it up a bit until that one gets out of reach, and then just move to the next.
And then we have cover B of Monsters #1, which sold for $300 in a 9.8 graded, which I love this cover.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep. Then we coming up on another exclusive, which is the Hulk 181 homage. Little Frank and the Wolfman, the monster.
Yeah, that one's picking up a little heat too. I can kick myself for not buying more copies of things. I'm always early to things. I'm always on the beat of things, but it's like I don't really sell. If I do, it's rare. So I was like, I order a copy here, sometimes 2 copies, whatever. And then when something hits like this, you just kick yourself in the ass. It's like, oh, shit.
I was so upset that I only ordered like 2 copies of each of the open order covers. I should have ordered more, and they were below cover price when I ordered them.
I know. Everything I ordered was like months before it came out, and I'm like, geez, my buy-in would have been dirt cheap. Live and learn.
Yeah. Then we have what's this? I think this is the Monsters #1 second printing Halloween cover.
That's
the one in 25.
That's the best additional printing that they have, I think, because that one was hard to come by when it came out.
Yeah. And it's actually a real, I love the distressed look on the cover. Excuse me. Yeah. Then we have Monsters #1 ASM 129 homage. You don't see this come up a lot, actually.
No.
Yeah. Did I realize I have 2?
The one thing to remember about these books is everything's working in reverse of normal logic. Whereas normally, hey, you get an issue 1, it's a higher print run, and then as the series goes down, your print run tends to get a little lower, a little lower, a little. This is doing the opposite.
Yeah. Then I have a unsigned copy of Monsters 1 Werewolf. Wish it was the foil or the metal.
Nah.
They're asking like $20,000 for the metal on Keen Spot. Just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm mad. You can kick yourself in the ass because when you're sitting there putting stuff in the checkout when you're buying it, you're like, maybe I'll get the metal. Nah, I don't need the metal. I'll just get the metal. Then you just like, God, I'm done.
And the rest of the books are Mark Spears and not, well, maybe one monster book in the last of this pile. We have an Action Comics 1066. I already have a 9.8. I won this in a RAS, so why not send it in and get it graded?
That's a good book. Lobo's hot now too. You kind of get a twofer on that one.
Then I had to have this. The colors on this are so amazing. It's the Thundercats Apex metal cover. This cover is
I think it's still one of my favorite covers that he did. It's a sharp cover.
Yeah. And for some reason the colors on this foil have like the best colors I've seen on a metal cover.
Yeah, there's metal covers in person. Metal covers are so different than when you see them in a picture or when you see them on screen. It's sometimes those colors do pop. Then
we have continuing with the metal. 2022, Mark Spears' first published cover. Vampirella Mind Warp 2, the metal.
There you go.
Beautiful cover.
I do love that cover.
Then we have Headless Horseman 2023 annual. There weren't a lot of these around. No one was buying Headless Horseman back in 2023.
They weren't, and that's one of the Spear sets of things to have.
Yeah,
that's a good quality one because it was out there before there was a fever for things.
Yeah,
it wasn't a heavily ordered book to begin with, and not the easiest to find.
Exactly. Then we have Benguli Special number 2, the 45th anniversary.
Also
Bonanza.
It's just
beautiful Mark Spears. I didn't realize some of the monsters are behind him. The werewolf right there. Yeah. Got the vampire. Can't tell if that's Medusa back there, but great cover.
Yeah.
Then I have, what's this? The Mutant City, Sleeping Giant, Monsters #1, third printing, foil that I'm sending in. Witch on the Broom. I love this cover.
It is a nice sharp cover.
Very sharp. And finally, with this,
I will say I have some Sabrina covers to rival
that. I do love Sabrina covers, especially by Dan Parent. They look so good.
Yes.
I have to get on this Dan Parent train at some point.
Oh, there's 1,000,001 things to choose from.
I noticed. Anytime a Sabrina book comes out or a Archie, Veronica, or Betty book comes out, he has a cover on it. So
yeah, it's a lot of the places he does those exclusives through. A lot of times they'll be running sales where it's buy 2 get 2 free after a while and stuff like that, or they're clearing out stock. They got some good stuff.
So, and the final book I'm sending in is The Return of the Living Dead, the More Brains cover.
Brains. That was what, limited 250?
Yeah, limited to 250. And no one actually knew about this. Everybody was buying up the regular covers.
Yeah, I saw the More Brains one. I was just like, I've had enough. I was like, I got too many orders in different stages of queues. I'm like, if it's snowing outside, they dump my books in the snow all the time. I'm like, I'm just gonna pass on that one. So,
wrapping up on those 4 books that I have going in for signature and remark verification. I did not do 9A pre-screening. There was no point in doing that because I don't know. I don't want to pay for a service and it gets rejected as a 9.8.
Yeah. So. I mean,
oh yes, this is Mark's signature, but this book's not a 9.8. Yeah, you can have it back.
Yeah, you better just take it back. And if you feel like cracking it, crack it. If they give you something garbage,
Yeah, especially that Ashcan. I don't know if that Ashcan is going to hit a 9.8. I'll
it's
take
a
a 9.4,
thin,
9.6.
and yeah, I don't know how they go about grading those things.
Yeah,
They're so thin and so
it's
get a bunch
literally
of
like
ash
what,
cans.
6 to 8 pages.
Yeah, it's pretty thin.
Yeah, I did the whole. Let me press this before I send it in. Very light pressure, very not a lot of heat because I didn't want to burn the book.
Yeah.
All I needed was for it to meld together with the backing board. Have a pancake.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be too scared to do it.
Yeah.
Then again,
I'll
I'm too
teach.
lazy.
I'll teach you. I'll teach you.
I'm too lazy to submit my books, let alone clean and press them. I'm lucky they have a backing board on them anymore.
I've only made one mistake with a book, and well, actually, yeah, two. One mistake I made cleaning with the putty, the absorbent.
Yeah.
I ripped the book with like that. And my second mistake I did was very early on when I was pressing. I used the heat setting for a Marvel and DC book on an independent book.
Oops.
It
Paper's different.
became one with the backing boards. Became a pancake. It was melted into the board. That was not fun.
I've torn a Silver Age book while cleaning it before, and I was like, screw this. It's just it's not that it's a difficult task to do to clean a book.
Every time,
but it's a patience task. I don't have patience, and I have a temper. So I'm just like, you get through one, and you're like, I'll get to the next. I don't.
I've gotten over my fear of cleaning books because as you remember, I did some submissions for Kyle and Matt, and those were some really good Silver Age books they had, and they came out so good, cleaned. So thank you everyone for joining.
Good luck on the 9/8s. Let's pull for those 9/8s and stick around in 40 to 45 to 49 days.
Sometime in March,
God willing. And then you can see the unboxing video and see all these books and see what they got.
Yeah, that I'm hoping that at least was it 25? I'm hoping at least I'll take a 20 books come back with a 9.8 out of the submission. But the realistic thing, these are modern books. They should come back a 9.8.
Yeah, because they've been in. I mean, things that have been signed is always questionable because they've been handled.
Yeah.
The ash can is weird because it's an ash can. It doesn't have a lot of pages. Who knows what they look at and what other things might be there that you don't normally see with a regular book. But yeah, 20 is not bad.
I'll
take two-thirds as 9/8. I think that's a fair ask for modern books, most of which have been in your possession since you got them. It's not like you got most of them secondhand. You basically got them when they came out. So
yeah, and they haven't been opened because I buy books and then I read them digitally. Smart way.
I buy extra copies sometimes because my eyes are bad. I like the tactile nature of actually holding a book.
And while I'm sitting here, I just got a notification that Bird City has shipped out the Witch and the Flying Monkeys cover. We speak. So limited to 200. It should be arriving next week sometime. I'm happy for that because I love those Witch covers.
They are good. They are good.
They are really
I've stayed away from store exclusives for these. I have too much on my plate that
Did you pick these? Did you pick
stupid
this
money
cover
on.
up or no?
What, the Bird City one?
Yeah.
No, I have not bought
Oh.
one store exclusive of the Monsters books. I bought Keen Spot exclusives.
Yeah.
I've bought ratios through Keen Spot and just the open order stuff that I had pre-ordered. But I've stayed away from the store exclusives. They're all good. There's nothing wrong with them.
If you want one of mine, I'll send you it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got like 5.
I've just kind of stayed away from the store exclusives. I didn't want to oversaturate myself with that, and I got too many other things on my watch list. But nothing's getting returns like that, like stuff at this point. I haven't seen anything like this in a long time.
Yes, and whatever I do sell of my doubles or triples or whatever is going to fund my hunt for DCU variants.
There you go.
Because those bad boys are getting expensive.
Yeah, I need to start selling moderns so I can fund my Golden Age problems.
Mm-hmm. So with that, please leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to Kingdom of Nerds or to Renovision, where me and Joe do the qualified every Friday between 9:20, 9:30 start time till we get tired of talking to each other.
Yeah. We've been keeping it to a tight 2.5 hours, but yeah, we got good stuff. It gets a little bit of Spec, a little bit of humor, a little bit of sticks, a lot of good stuff.
And this Friday we will be talking about MegaCon exclusives. There are a lot of those exclusives. Some stores have like 20 covers. It's insane.
It had been brought up as a suggestion to me last week. They said, "Hey, why don't we do MegaCon?" And I was like, "Yeah, but there haven't been a lot of exclusives released yet." And at that point, there hadn't been. There was like 6 or 7 that had officially been shown. Mm-hmm. And most of them were like, and then all of a sudden this week, just starting at the beginning of the week, over the weekend, they just start rolling them out. Yeah. I probably have 30 slides of just exclusives.
I think I might have to show up for that.
Some better than others. I don't know. You kind of have to take con exclusives with a grain of salt. You normally, at the big cons, you normally have 1 or 2 books that are like, okay, this does something.
Yeah. Like New York City had the Vampirilla 672 and the Absolute Batman.
The Will Jack stuff and the Absolute Batman went crazy.
Yep.
There's not necessarily, there is a nice Del Auto Amazing Spider-Man exclusive coming out at MegaCon, which is nice. It's Delato. People like Delato. People like Spider-Man.
Yep.
But there wasn't anything that was totally crazy. There is an Art Adams Godzilla.
Art Adams Godzilla coming, I believe. Somewhere. Maybe.
As an exclusive.
Yes.
For MegaCon.
It's a wraparound cover. I need that in my life, and I need there is a ASM 316 homage coming from what's his name? Ryder. Got his first name.
Oh, David Ryder.
David Ryder. He's doing a monster exclusive homage to ASM 316, which I love that cover.
Yeah. But yeah, there's so many exclusives nowadays. Between store exclusives, con exclusives, we're getting all these 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th prints. It's a lot. It's a lot. So just buy what you like. Don't be overwhelmed.
Yes, and don't pay 3 times con prices for these books on whatnot. You can wait a week.
If I say it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. It's okay to miss a book. It's okay to miss a book and be like, oh, I liked it. I should have got it. I didn't get it. Sometimes that's okay. And
don't let the FOMO hit you.
9 times out of 10, you chase it and you end up being the one holding the bag. That one time out of 10, yeah, it's something like that Will Jack Vampirella.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh man, that's still pricey. It should fall down after the con, especially after they released all the derivative exclusives of it with the different outfits and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that'll pull it down in price now. It's still doing well. But like I said, you win some, you lose some, but more often than not, if you can get in at the cheap price point initially, that's great. And if not, it's okay.
And
There's
with
always
that,
more books. There's always more books next week.
and with that, have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.